In a world where gaming is everything, welcome to the Extreme Gaming Podcast.
Extreme Gaming Podcast, episode 290. My name is Trev, as always, and I'm joined by Grey Gamer 25. Hello, Mr. Gamer. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to throw out a quick respect to Ozzy Osbourne. Passed away yesterday, and he was one of my, I guess, growing up favorites in rock and stuff like that. Since I was, when I first heard about him, I think I was 17 or 16 or something like that. Been to 5 Black Sabbath concerts and 1 solo Ozzy, so that'll show you how devoted I was.
Did not see you as a heavy metal man. Really didn't.
God. I was heavy metal before I was any other music. And then I got into lots of other things. But yeah, respect to Ozzy and his family, and condolences and so forth.
Yep. Condolences to the Osborne family for sure. Yes, just the two of us at the moment. Taro can't make Wednesdays, and Matt's Matt, and he doesn't do on time. So just the two of us just now. So you'll probably kind of stagger in pretty late, like he normally does. We are a professional outfit, I swear to God, I promise. But yeah, just the two of us for now. We're on time. Gray, I did keep a news article that you put down possibly for later or next week, depending what time we've got, because we'll see. I just saw Matt just put there he's got a tech issue. So he may or may not join us. Just all depends. But he works in IT support, so we're in good
hey Matt, get a laptop.
Well, that's what I'm using at the moment, because I have to change the AIO in my my PC. So always have a backup, my man. So I had Gray, I had some things from last week carried over, but before we got on to that, of course, the main thing is the Discord that we shout out each week, Extreme Gaming Podcast, discord.gg/Extreme Gaming Podcast, or search for it on the Googles. You'll find us there and come in and chat about all kind of things, including the sci-fi and superhero stuff we talk about, because we're big geeks. Gray and I talk about that on Capes and Phasers, which is also a YouTube channel that we run. Sometimes joined by the odd special guest. We will be reviewing Fantastic Four, hopefully at the end of the weekend. So we'll see how we go with that. But of course, I always like to give a quick shout out to Gray's great work he puts in the little quick breaks, little quick videos, short videos he does. Not to be confused with YouTube shorts, but he's quick breaks. He's bite-sized episodes. I like to call them bite-sized episodes. Yeah. About special subjects and topics we talk about, and
all the comedic relief that I've been sticking here and there in the podcast.
It just makes it more manageable for everyone that can't necessarily make or want to do the full 2 hours in one go. I mean, I get it; it is a lot of content for some people, but look for them in the YouTubes, please.
By the way, and I'm saying this for the first time that you'll hear, Trev, but we have 10 more shows till we get to 300, which is a big deal. So when we do get to 300, I have a couple of pretty cool ideas I'm going to be pulling out of the bag for that show. So I'll go over with you later. But just stay tuned, people out there, because you'll hear a couple little special ditties here and there.
Ditties means it means something very, very different in Scotland, my friend.
Yeah, it is. It's spelled with a D, though, not a T.
Ditties. No, I know. No, ditties does mean that, though. But yeah, there you go. Gray's more Scottish than he actually realises. But yeah, we've got lots to cover. We may or may not have an Irish Guardian, but regardless, we've got loads of content to talk about anyways. So we'll kick it off, Gray. The stuff that I had carried over from last week wasn't too time sensitive, thankfully, but there's a mixture of some amusing stuff and some interesting stuff here as well. Now, after many, many years, a few decades, there is a new SNES game coming out. A new SNES game coming out. For those in North America, that's the Super Nintendo. I don't know why you guys just don't shorten it, but you call it the Super Nintendo over there. We call it the SNES. The NES and the SNES. But it's the 16-bit console from Nintendo that they brought out back in the day. I don't remember what year.
Is it going to be an actual cartridge? Or what?
Yes, actual cartridge. Yeah, the actual cartridge, which nothing's stopping a company bringing out a game for an existing console, no matter how old it is. There's no legality or anything to stop them doing it. There just isn't a profit in it, so they tend to not do it anymore. But there is a special company out there called Limited Run. They, as the name says in the title, they do a limited run of physical editions from older consoles to current consoles. A lot of Nintendo Switch games don't have, well, not a lot. Some Nintendo Switch games don't have physical copies. Great, it's becoming less and less of a more and more of a thing now of physical copies. So the limited run will come in, and they'll release something, and they'll get the permission to do it, and they'll ramp up the price, of course. Now, what I'm going to do, because this gives me a little chuckle, and as usual, we'll always explain this for the audiophiles out there, and I did say audiophiles there before anyone said anything. We have this here. Here it is here. There are a couple of versions of it. So they're releasing Doom. They are releasing the classic Doom again on physical release. Now, there are a couple of editions. Let's say one's a bit horrible, one's a bit meh. And they're releasing a special SNES wireless controller as well, which is Doom themed, called Hell's Nightmare. Now, August the 8th for this. I don't see any 666 copies. They've done this with the Doom game, if you remember before, Gray, for Doom Dark Ages, where it was the box literally had a screen built into it where you could play Doom on it. Because Doom can be played in anything, can't it? So the standard edition includes Doom on the SNES, 12 by 16 poster, SNES style box and instruction manual, and the collector's edition includes an individually numbered certificate of authenticity, a premium embossed foil box, and let's say 666 copies, because that's like the number of the devil or something like that. I don't know.
Demons and all that.
Gray's the heavy metal guy, so he probably knows all about Satan, has him on speed dial. Oh my God, never do that again, man. What the hell was that? I thought you were dying. Wow. Anyway, so for the audio people are probably like, Jesus, calling 999 or 99911. What's your emergency dial number again? 911.
I saw something. Scroll back up, because I saw something that was interesting at the top. It said it's coming with Rumble, a Rumble motor. 2 of them. It said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
The
Includes
controller.
2 Rumble motors.
Yeah. What you never had back in the day, of course.
Right. I was going to say, never been on the SNES, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, never had it a thing back in the day. I'm trying to see if there was there wasn't a link for it, or is there? Because what I was trying to do was get the cost of these things for you guys. It wasn't cheap, by the way. It literally wasn't cheap from memory. Gray, what's your thoughts on that? Is that a cheesy thing? Is that? I mean, I know you and I probably wouldn't go for something like that, but do you think that it's a waste of time, or do you think it's a cool thing to do?
It would. First of all, it depends on the game. So Doom would be great.
That's fair.
Second, I think for people that are really into the retro and would want like a retro collectible, even I think that's kind of cool too. You know, again, if the price isn't too prohibitive, but at least they give you something. I mean, rumble motors inside the controller is cool because it was never there, and it would be appropriate for Doom. So I think it sounds pretty cool. So again, as long as the price isn't too bad, I think it's a cool idea. But you couldn't pull it off with some other games, though. It has to be really particular games, I guess. Wow, they've actually done a lot more than I thought, huh?
So the original
$100. That's not too bad.
They're all sold out. I mean, great, that's ridiculous. These things back in the day were a fraction of that price. I mean, even inflation doesn't take it to the current limit. It doesn't.
What year was that when it came out?
I couldn't tell you, mate. Without Googling it, I couldn't tell you. Around
I think in 1990?
Probably 3 to 4 decades ago, I would say. But they're all sold out regardless. I just thought it was an amusing thing. I'm sure I saw sold out. Like the collector's edition.
Oh,
now this is what I don't get that. Get that. It's almost double the price.
$175.
And it's just a. I mean, that's greed. That is just blatant greed. Now,
does that include
edition,
the?
Hang on, Gray. Hang on. The collector's edition is sold out. The current standard edition is still in stock.
Wow.
What you saying, Gray?
I was going to say, does the collector's edition include the controller? Yeah, I think it does.
No, you do not. The controller's a separate thing altogether. The collector's edition
Holy
there
moly.
has, the authenticity thing, the Polo Star. Basically, all the differences is the actual
Oh, it says, wait a minute
cartridge
now.
itself.
It says 14 new levels.
14 euros. Yeah, there we go. There's a little added bonus
Okay.
there. Yeah. So it doesn't actually say that in the description when you break it down.
Yeah, that's odd, isn't it?
The standard edition, yeah, there's very little difference between them.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm never going to sign up to that.
Hey,
It's
over
just
here it says
ridiculous and greedy.
on the far left, it says includes Rumble controller. Oh, wait a minute. Rumble controller support. Doesn't say you actually get the Rumble controller.
No, you won't. You won't get a controller separately, my man. No way.
Okay.
The Rumble controller, I couldn't see it, although the helmet's there. I find that interesting. Doom helmet's there, 150. Oh,
Oh.
I don't like that color. The Phobos helmet. Ugh, I don't
No,
like
but
that.
that's not a bad price for a full size,
No,
right? I think it's
don't
full
know how
size.
much the controller is, but there's that box from beforehand. This was that
Oh
sold
yeah,
out.
yeah, there you go.
The box that could literally the screen inside the box plays them. It just
$666 for the whole shebang.
yeah. So I found that amusing. Limited run games. That's kind of cool. I want to get a
Hmm.
secondhand SNES at some point. So I mean, there we have it. Not for me. Not for me. But
It was.
to each their
It
own.
might have been for me until I saw the price. No, it's not
You
for
don't.
me.
You don't have a SNES, my man. So you need to get one of them first.
I think I might.
Um,
Well, do I still? My son might still have it because he was bigger into Nintendo. Still is. So I don't know if he still has his or he got rid of it. I don't know. I don't remember. I know he got rid of the GameCube. I think he sold that
the
one.
the SNES you guys have is I don't like it. The North American one doesn't look as cool as the European one. You'll see it. I mean, if you Google them, it's something to do just with like clean lines and whatnot. It kills my OCD, the North American one. But hey, it's a retro thing. Some people find it unique. A lot of things are sold out there, as you can see, Gray. So they're obviously
Mm.
doing something right. Something I want to touch on as well, but if we've got time, I'll cover it as a feature article later on. Um, Cyberpunk 2077 started off with major problems at the start, but redeemed itself. A bit like No Man's Sky. Everyone slags No
Yeah.
Man's Sky, even though Cyberpunk was probably worse. No Man's Sky didn't come out a broken mess. It just came out with things saying that it could do, that it could not, and then redeemed itself with free updates for life, pretty much. Cyberpunk was a broken mess at the start. They
Mm.
redeemed themselves, so and they're now coming out. It's now included on the PlayStation Plus Game Pass that you pay for. That's a big AAA title to come out on that. So if you haven't played it and you've got a PlayStation with the PlayStation Plus Game Pass, it is available for like I think it's from now for like a month or so. So get on that as soon as. Let me double check the dates for you. So July's PlayStation, yeah. So it's already out. This is delayed by a week because we had a lot on last week. So July 9th, and it'll probably be there for, I don't know how long, at least a month, if not a few months. There was a couple of other half-decent titles in there. Tropical 6, Twisted Metal 3 and 4 on the premium part of the pass, which
Tro-
is for
Wait a
people
minute.
playing the
Tropical
game.
Sex. What was that?
Tropical numero uno 6.
Oh, okay. All right. Just want to be sure that accent gets in the way
Yeah.
sometimes.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Sex and sex. See, they
I
sound very
see.
different.
It sounds the same to me.
No, it doesn't. How do you say it then?
A six
And
and what? Six? Oh, sex. Six.
yeah, see,
Sex.
very similar as well. There you go.
I have a
Just a
question
number.
for you. Going back on the
You
SNES
better hold your
thing.
hand up like a schoolboy.
On the
Yes.
SNES thing, do they sell? I didn't see it there, but do they sell Game Genie? Do you
I
remember
didn't
that?
see it. No, I didn't see it. I don't think so. No,
Did you have a Game Genie?
I didn't know. I know what it was. It's basically an automated cheat thing. I would rather just type in the codes up, down, left, right, B, B, X. Whatever.
I'll tell you that we when that thing came out, we loved it because of the simple reason that trying to go on the controller to get something to happen was such a pain. So I can always remember it was the only game cartridge I ever saw that was completely gold. It was a chrome gold color, shiny gold, and you would stick it in, and then you would then stick the cartridge into the Game Genie, and then if you wanted to make the codes, you could just do it with a couple of punches, and that was it. But I always remember that thing, Game Genie. I'm going, like, what's this? Oh my god!
Yeah, Game Genie was an impressive thing back in the day. Yeah, the Cyberpunk thing. The reason I put that in as well is it's also been recently released for the Mac. And
For
I
the
thought to
Mac,
myself, I have a Mac, an M3 Pro, a work, it's for work, M3 Pro, which is not the latest one, but like the second latest edition. They update it every year. And I thought, I'm going to try it on the Mac. And if I've got time, I've got that like review later on as well. So it runs surprisingly well. Spoiler alert, actually. So
really? That
it's
surprises me.
customized for the Mac. It's not just a direct port. It is
Yeah.
customized for Apple Silicon.
So it
So
runs better than
interesting.
15 FPS or whatever.
Yeah, runs at 60. But if we have time, we'll get to that for sure. But yeah, so yeah, I found that interesting with Cyberpunk 2077 in the Game Pass. The DLC is not included, though. You would have to actually get that Liberties, something, I can't remember what it's called. But there's a DLC for Cyberpunk, which you would have to pay extra for if you enjoy it, which is fair. I don't think anyone really includes the
Yeah.
DLCs these days, so fair enough. You might find this interesting, Greg, because you have played Fallout in the past, so have I.
Mhm.
Multiple Fallout projects reportedly in the works, including the one everyone wants, aka Fallout 5. Now, not really a massive surprise, I don't think, considering the success of the TV show, and the second season's out in December, I believe, or Prime, so look out for that, peeps. 18 months between seasons seems to be as good as we're actually going to get these days, which is still ridiculous, but don't start Gray and I in that. We'll go on a rant. Back in the day, Star Trek done 26 episodes a year with the CGI. Bosh, easy. No, it wasn't. It was very hard to do, but they done it. So get the finger out, modern society. Um,
Ain't gonna happen.
have you completed Grey Fallout 76?
No. I played I've actually played more Fallout 4 than I did 76. I got maybe 70% of the way through 4, and then after that I gave up because I was tired about with some of the repetitive crap you had to keep on doing over and over again. And also every time you tried to build stuff, they would either fall apart or cows and things would appear on your roof, and I was just like, I'm done.
Cows on your roof?
Yeah, there was the weird things where people and would appear on your roof all of a sudden
Wow.
out of nowhere. There'd be people on your roof walking around, and I'm like, so I just got tired of what was going on. I said, I'm done. 76 is a lot more fun, I think, because they kind of perfected the more or less the co-op play. So that's kind of cool.
That's Bethesda and their janky creation engine.
Mm.
Not really a surprise there. Yeah, because of the TV show, I think they're expediting things a little bit. But a lot of fans have been asking for this. And Fallout 5 is the kind of big thing that they're working on at the moment.
Yeah, 10 years from
Might be, but Microsoft own them now, so they've got a lot of resource to utilize. Bethesda's head, Tom Howard, was speaking recently, and he said on the latest episode of the Friends Per Second podcast, which is on a YouTube channel, Video Games Chronicle, which is where I get a lot of my gaming news from, to be fair, did tease that there would indeed be multiple Fallout projects in the works. Fallout's the big one. I'll just read what he said here. I cannot believe that they didn't immediately start working Fallout 5 because Todd's not going to make it. Todd is not going to make it. He's not going to make the game. May well make it to the point in life, hopefully at the time of recording, but when he's done with the next Elder Scrolls, see, that's what Gray was saying there, could be a decade, I can fully see him be like, okay, I'm done. I'm an older guy now. There are multiple Fallout projects in development, including, as far as I'm aware, the one you're all wanting, aka Fallout 5, but it's not far enough along to say anything that is like, you're going to be playing this game anytime soon. Fallout 5 should have been day one. Now, in terms of the other projects, not a lot on that. However, the big one that's rumoured within that is a Fallout 3 remaster. I covered this a little while ago, and the thing that we're saying at the time is it's not as simple to remaster because the gaming mechanics are very different.
Right.
So trying to change the mechanics also now then becomes more of a remake than a remaster, or somewhere in the middle, this kind of in between no man's land. So it would be a little bit more work. Another one could be Fallout New Vegas remaster. So there are options. They're supposed to be Fallout New Vegas was not done by Bethesda. I can't remember who done it again.
Yeah, and the only ones that did it right
Yeah, they
in the
done a
long
great
run.
job. The thing now, Microsoft have the resource, like I said a moment ago. They could push this along. Bethesda take their time making games. They've always taken their time with games, and nothing's really changed there. I think it was Obsidian that made it. Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas, so I think it will be something that people would welcome. I mean, you want Fallout 5 first and foremost, but I think a remaster would buy them the time for a new game to actually come out. What do you think, Mr. Matthew, who's just come in late yet once again? Would you be up for a
Mr.
Fallout
Matthew.
remaster or a Fallout 5?
I'd go more for a Fallout 5 than a remaster.
But
Yeah, I
even
think
though
so.
even though the remaster would give them time and the resource and money to get a Fallout 5 out, because a full game takes longer than a remaster to get out.
Don't give me excuses. Give me what I want.
Exactly.
Speaking of excuses, what's yours? Tech issue?
Tech issues, yeah. There's
You-
a drive issue which I had
What
to
blew up?
everything.
You
Everything. Even
work
my
in
camera's
IT
all
support,
buggered.
so you're in good hands. Thankfully,
I am.
You know
So
how to
I
fix it.
reseated. I got a new M.2 that I just kind of cloned over and cleaned
Yeah.
over. Plugged it in. Slapped
Smelled the
lick on
smoke.
it. I licked it.
You licked it.
It works.
It started working.
Yeah.
So
bon
that's what I
appetit.
done when I built my new PC recently. I just cloned my drives. I bought a
Yeah.
a cloner in from Amazon. I didn't even use software on a PC. I done the one that actually a little hardware block that literally you plug in both of the M.2s and it literally copy them over on the device rather than you having to attach it to your computer. It does it quicker. The difference is because I changed the motherboard as well, Microsoft were sneaky and knew this and were like, please give me money for another Windows license again. If you've changed hardware, if you don't change hardware, you don't change the motherboard, you can do a copy over without doing that. So I literally went and paid about £3 for a new Windows 11 license. I won't say where, because I want to keep that website in business, but I'm not paying the full whack Microsoft away and do one. I already hate you, Microsoft. You know that from the last podcast. So
Oh, to make another comment on the Fallout or Bethesda thing, the problem is if they're going to do Fallout 5 and they're going to do Elder Scrolls 6, which everybody's been waiting for years and years and years for, they're going to have more than one studio work on both, like 2 or 3 studios work on them.
Yep.
And I don't think that's going to. I would have said before all this fallout, get my pun, of people being let go and stuff, I would have said, yeah, that's entirely possible. Now, I'm not so sure about that. They're cutting people left and right. Why would they go and start Fallout 5 and Elder Scrolls 6 with 2 or 3 studios? Because they'd have to hire people back, and they're not about to do that. So
Yeah.
I don't think this is I'm theorizing now, but I have a funny feeling that the only thing that they're really concentrating on is Elder Scrolls 6 because it's embarrassing that it's taken this long. The only other way that could happen is they could make an excuse and say, "Oh, we're going to do Fallout 5 first because of the TV show, and then Elder Scrolls 6." It would make a lot of people mad, but you could get away with it because let's face it, the TV show is better than the game. I mean,
Yeah.
even though it's an entirely different thing. And the other thing is, remember when you mentioned New Vegas was made by who was it that made by? You said
Obsidian.
Obsidian. Okay, that made Outer Worlds 1 and 2, by the way. So the TV series left off with what? New Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you not want to do something with Fallout, whether it be a New Vegas thing or whatever, when the TV show is going to actually come out, because it's going to be like another year, and they're not going to have a game out by then.
You would never get it out in time, Gray. There's
Right,
no way. I mean,
right.
even if they were a really good studio, it just takes too long to get it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to
yeah.
admit that's really poor planning, because the first Fallout series, they had plenty of notice that was going to definitely go down. They could have started working on it then, so by the time you
Maybe they
got
don't have
around
the
to the second,
resource. Maybe they don't have the resource. But
Back then they did. Back then they did.
There's Trevor. I could bash them really easily, right? And I could, and I might still bash them, but I like to try and again be in the middle and sit in the fence and get splinters in my arse. But
They got a lot of
they
those,
are a
man.
big studio, but they put a lot into the one game at a time, and usually, not always, they come out with big successful games. They will get more. They will get more resource. They will get me more resource. Microsoft will give them more assistance. Fallout, but Todd is a little bit concerned, or is it Todd? Tim? Todd? A bit concerned about handing out the keys to his beloved franchise. But if Microsoft tell him who's the boss, then that's it. They will get more assistance, I think, Gray, to get that out. They will more likely have started working Fallout 5. They will have another studio helping them get this along with guidance from them. I can't believe that they can only just work in one game at a time. They are a big enough studio to be working more, like a Sucker Punch, for example, right? They do Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yotai that's coming out. They're a one game studio. They're smaller, but Bethesda are huge, so they're probably working on a couple of games at a time. Plus, they've still got, what is that Star game?
Yeah, chuck that in the bin.
What's that? Not Star Citizen. Starfield. So they're still working on that. They still have DLCs that come out annually for that. So they're still working on it, even if it's not.
Bother, though. But that's
but they put so much money into it. They'll probably put hundreds of millions into it. So if they binned it, it would just be a massive loss for the company. The last DLC wasn't a massive hit. I think they're going to try and polish the second one so that when they bring out Starfield and the PlayStation 5, which is heavily rumoured, it'll be a bigger overall package. So
my prediction is it's not going to do any better. It's too little, too late.
I respectfully disagree, because Forza Horizon 5, when it came out on PlayStation several months back, is still to this day one of, if not the biggest selling PlayStation 5 game, and it's a Microsoft game, and it came out a couple of years ago.
But you're talking about a good game that came out on another platform, right?
Yeah.
True.
Now you're talking about a crap game coming out on a new platform.
See, I haven't played that enough. I don't think it's truly awful, so I can't comment too much on that. And I don't know if I want to, because it's getting off topic, but
I'll help you.
I don't think it'd be awful. I just don't think it'll be the massive hit that everyone said it is when I do get around to playing it.
Hey, look, we're all about games, like we said here, and I played it, Matt played it, and I expected a lot out of Starfield, and I got nothing. I mean, the graphics that they use are old. The models that they use are old. The techniques that they use are old. And when I say old, they're 10 years old, 15 years old.
We don't want to stick you in the bin yet.
Hey, look, I'm a modern old.
Modern old. He's old.
He's like
with
a
a bit
Tetris
of
style old.
Modern vintage.
You want to keep
on
those. Yeah.
But I mean, seriously, man, you can back me up. You played the game, and when you look back, you look back at the old games, right? It looks just like the old games.
It plays exactly the same bugs.
Terrible.
Is it not updated slightly?
No,
it's not as bad as the old
the
games.
only way it's updated is from modders who actually make the game great.
And
it's added some
visuals
to it.
So I have played it a little bit at the start. It does look better than like Fallout 4, for example, right? It is more modern, up to date. It's just not up to date enough. It looks better than
Fallout 2.
So they've got a long way to go still. I think they're too far behind.
Well, you know that what's the old saying is that EA that says it's in the game. So with Bethesda, it's like it's in the modders. It's in the modders. Put it in the modders' hands.
These games up out of the Egyptian pyramids or something from the tombs. Oh, let's put this back out.
I don't know why. All the money and resource they've got, I mean, like Microsoft have got them for a reason, because they do have massive games that do come out, even if they are buggy.
Well, they want the name, they want the IP. To keep the IP is worth something. Now, what they do with the IP is another story.
Another story, yeah.
But I mean, it's a shame. It's the same thing with what was the other one? The new Dragon Age that came out, Veilguard. Same crap. It wasn't even as good as the last Dragon Age, and that was years ago. I mean, everything was like the fighting was not very good. There was no bloodletting whatsoever. I mean, if somebody gets hit by a sword, it's just like, oh, and they get like bonked around. Big deal.
Yeah. It's a bit like the new Star Wars films where anybody can have a lightsaber and it just goes through anything.
Yeah.
Except,
I mean,
except
heck,
for
even
people.
in the first Star Wars, the guy's arm got cut off, and you saw his arm on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even do that anymore. It's like terrible.
The guys don't like Bethesda. Fair enough.
I mean, I can't say that. What they originally did, they're still living off of, because Skyrim goes on forever. You know, again, thanks to the modding community. But even so, the point is those classic games are always were staples in the industry. So their staple is like this, and now ever since that, it's like in the crapper somewhere.
Great, thank you, X. That is the best segue ever on Extreme Gaming Podcast. Speaking of staples, right? You can now own the infamous stapler that ruined the Nintendo Switch 2 launch. Remember the guys at GameStop stapling the receipts to the boxes, right?
Yeah.
So GameStop literally on X a week or two literally said, here's the tweet. The infamous Switch 2 stapler is now available for auction. Proceeds benefit Children's Miracle Network hospitals. So I think this is the biggest, dumbest masterstroke that maybe GameStop have ever pulled off. The actual, in fact, guys, just this is why you need to watch our video podcast, right? Because you see things like this. There it is.
Oh, put your thing away, you dirty booger.
Certificate of authenticity, mate. You need the microscope. You need the James. You need the James Webb to zoom in and see that bad boy. There's the stapler.
I'll edit
getting
it
auctioned off. Now, even if that gets a couple of $1,000 for charity, what's your opinion on this, guys? Are they trying to work off their mistake? Do you think it'll actually work?
I think they're trying to make fun of
somebody wants to save
problems, right? You know, and so they're looking at it, making fun of their own self.
Yeah,
and at the same time, you know, putting a good PR face on because it's charity, and that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I think it's funny as a joke. Whether I would go through, knowing that it's for charity, maybe I would do it. If it was not for charity, I would say, yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, it's sold. It's sold.
Oh, no, that's a bid as well.
That's a piss take.
Yeah.
Are we having a laugh?
$250,000.
No.
Is that real? Is that what was made?
From Wednesday? Nah, I don't believe it.
Is that not 250? Is that 250,000?
Yeah, $250,000
or million.
Well, unless it was an open bid and it went straight to charity, like they said.
Oh my God! I'm for the audio listeners, I literally went to the eBay auction. That stapler is just sold about a week ago for $250,000. Oh my God!
Should we call out the hospital charity to make sure they actually got the money?
Yes.
Yeah, really. I mean, if that's true, then that's a wonderful thing for the charity, because the charity is a great charity.
Yeah. Oh, it's
well done, GameStop. Yeah. I mean, I mean, look, there was 3 items. Item 1, the black stapler. Item 2, the first staple Nintendo Switch 2. Item 3, the box.
The box.
Item 4, the staple.
The staple, the actual staple.
Oh, no way.
The actual staple that pierced both box and screen.
Yeah. There it is. It's in a box as well, an acrylic display box.
Wow, look at
with the receipt and everything.
That's great.
That is gold. There's the staple.
They package the staple.
That can't be the staple. That's
people on audio. They package the actual staple, one single staple.
The episode that's the staple.
That's not the staple because I mean, once you staple something, that staple doesn't stay in that exact same position, does it?
It went through a paper, a bit of cardboard, and a screen mat. So I call BS in that. You're right.
Yeah.
What they really should have done, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's still funny. But what they really should have done is, like Matt was saying, had it like all bent up and rusty.
Yeah.
And then in the show it. Actually, what I would have done would have been better is I would actually had taken the screen off of the Nintendo and shown the staple pierced through it and then sell it like that.
Yeah.
That's enough about Matt's Prince Albert. We'll move on from that.
Yeah. Do you want to see it again? Hold on.
No. The James Webb's already focused on me. It's preoccupied. Moving on from there. This one is. In fact, I'll save this. The thing I was going to say, I will say last, and I'll quickly mention Xbox Game Pass, because we mentioned this recently. In fact, maybe last week, Gray. We're talking about how much Xbox or Microsoft spends on getting games onto its Xbox Game Pass.
50 million sometimes for a game.
Anything between 50k, this is in doll hairs, 50k to 50 million. Now, very few of their games will be 50 million.
Sure.
I think if they put the equivalent of before they bought it over, like COD or Diablo or something, we're probably closer to the 50 million. But the 50k is probably, that's the kind of money they probably give out to a lot of indie guys.
Or maybe the Pong remake that they're thinking about.
Pong remake, sign me up with modern graphics. I don't even know how it makes a profit, the Xbox Game Pass. I don't really know how it still makes a profit. They never really say. It's either they don't say how much it makes, or they don't say how many active users they have. I'm not sure which it is, because they like to try and keep it a little bit hidden. But I don't know how this makes a profit here. Instead, they must just lay off even more people to try and keep money coming through their door for AI. But I found that interesting. This is probably why they're buying studios, so they don't have to hand this out every time. I found that really interesting. But
what I don't understand is
that was a quick thing.
In one respect, they say it's profitable, and then people that suspect that it's not come out, sit there, and say like, "It's unsustainable." Okay, so which one's telling the truth?
It possibly is great, but it's because it's Microsoft and they've got almost a bottomless pit of cash that they can get away with it. And then if they couldn't, they just sack another few thousand people.
Great.
So that's what they do.
I bet they're looking forward to that.
The last thing I have for now, anyway, right? This was this more serious thing I've got. Now, this has grown some arms and legs, and if things have updated in the last few days, apologies, guys. A lot's been going on, so I haven't been able to catch up in the last few days. But this has been going on for about a fortnight now. So this is regarding the delayed Subnautica 2, right? The owners of the studio, Krafton, that's what they're called. They came in a little while ago and bought out the old owners of the studio, and it was ready to go. Subnautica 2 beta access got delayed. All of a sudden, randomly delayed, right? And the rumor was it was delayed because if it came out in time, Krafton had to pay out $250 million, obligatory Austin Powers little finger thing here. Have to pay out $250 million in bonuses to the whole old team, a lot of which are still there, including the former owners, the devs, you name it, the whole company. And the old owners were going to plan to share that out amongst everyone. So they weren't just going to keep it for themselves. I mean, they'll take a bigger chunk, and that's probably fair enough because it's their baby, or was their baby. So the rumor was if they brought this beta out in time and the game was a big success in this financial year, they'd have to pay this out. So what the devs were thinking they were doing was delaying it so that they didn't have to pay out the $250 million, and they would then just delay it by, I don't know, like 6 months or so, bring out the beta, and then full access probably the next financial year. The devs went on to say that the game is ready to be released in a beta access. It's in very solid beta access level at the moment. There's a lot of to and fro. Krafton have fired back and went, Subnautica 2 devs abandoned their roles and wouldn't do their jobs properly. this is why the game is delayed. I'll give you a little bit of kind of context from reading this article a little bit. I don't like to read too much of it, but little nuggets are useful. So yeah, Krafton, they're the parent company of Subnautica and Subnautica 2. They bought over basically the developer Unknown Worlds. They brought out a few games in the past, of which I've never heard of any of them, to be honest with you. What followed were reassurances from remaining Unknown World team that Subnautica 2's development was still in good hands, as players suddenly had concerns now that 3 of the studio's core members were gone, and that the team was extremely proud of what they were building with Subnautica 2. Cleveland also published a lengthy farewell statement to the gaming community, claiming that Subnautica 2 was ready to release in early access before the end of 2025, and that his and his 2 other co-founders' departures were quite a shock. Now, a little less than a week later, Bloomberg published a report that claimed Subnautica 2 was delayed until 2026. Just as Unknown Worlds were nearing revenue targets that would have netted the studio, as I mentioned, a $250 million bonus, per the agreement they signed when Krafton acquired Unknown Worlds in 2021. This is probably why so many years have passed. They thought no chance it was happening, and then realised, we've actually bought devs that are competent, and the game's coming out, as said. With Subnautica 2 pushed to 2026, members of the team at Unknown Worlds felt that revenue goals it was meant to hit between 21 and 25 were now unattainable, and it seems Krafton's decision to delay the early access launch might have stemmed from the company wanting to avoid paying the large bonuses. Now, it goes on to add more and more and more to it. However, the latest that I've read in this article is there's a lot of to and fro, boys, right, as you expect. And automatically I'm wanting to go, oh, Krafton, you guys are evil bastards. Like, you and Microsoft should go and make like a bastard baby, and it'll be the perfect bastard, because you're very scummy. However, I got off that fence because I was getting too many splinters in my bum. And I thought, right, okay, let's look at this from all angles and see what's going on. And the latest was that it's now getting taken to court. The old owners, the old bosses, are taking Krafton to court, saying, calling BS on their statements. Krafton have said they look forward to defending themselves in court. And that's the last I've heard of that. Now, does this fix the problem of Subnautica 2 coming out in time? No, because we know courts move slower than a week in jail, pun intended. So we won't see that anytime soon. But I hope we get to the bottom of that and we get some justice. Boys, what's your opinions on this? Because you've both played, at least one of you, if not both of you, played Subnautica 1 and the DLC.
Yeah, I played both. It's a great game. I mean, they could do a lot more with it, which I pretty much say that with every game that I enjoy, just because I want to stay in that environment for as long as possible. Yeah, I think they did great. Not having weapons, though. I don't know what's going on with them. But yeah, I'm quite shocked, surprised that they did the delay. Upset about it for sure, because I was looking forward to it, to be honest. So yeah.
Did you complete it, Matt? The first game?
I completed the first one. The DLC I haven't. I haven't touched that yet because my kid won't let me, because we're building a massive base.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm
You're
trying
mostly
to.
building a massive base.
And he's normally going, nah, that's not right, and then deleting it and then redoing it. So, yeah.
Did you play the DLC? Well, I can't remember what that was called again. Below Zero or something?
Below Zero, that's right.
Yeah,
yes, with the penguin thingies.
The
with
cold
teeth.
environment.
Did you play it?
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't played it yet.
Oh, he hasn't. Sorry, right, okay. Great. Have you played any of these two games?
Yeah, I played
in the
Subnautica 1. I mean, I didn't finish it, but I probably played more than half of it. I really enjoyed it, and I was looking forward to some of the new stuff they were talking about on this one.
Yeah,
that sounded like a lot more, things to do. As far as the whole thing with the bonuses getting paid out, I mean, until we learn some more, I'm gonna just go on what I've seen, what I've read, like you, and it sure seems awfully suspicious that they would just sit there and like extend it and automatically don't have to pay them any bonuses. I mean. It looks really bad, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, you really think you're going to catch flack from this? I mean, people find things out, man. It's just not like it used to be. And I think immediately when that happened, every red light in the world went up and said, like, yeah, sure. So
Yeah, but this
it's
is the
going to be
thing, Greg.
interesting.
A lot of people are saying, like they're blaming Crafton, and more than likely they're probably more at fault than anyone because usually like
Hmm.
owners like this are greedy bar stewards. They really are. A lot of people are saying if you don't come out and apologize and fix this, your game will literally bomb because people will just
It's
review bomb it
possible.
and they'll lose a lot of money. They'll actually lose a lot more money if they're found out to be guilty and they don't bring the game out.
Oh, yeah.
So let's
That's
just
gonna be
hope we
worse.
get to the bottom of it. But it always comes down to money, man. It's just
Yeah.
it's kind of scummy, and I love the fact that the old management team were literally going to share a lot of this with their team. This will actually no Crafton say this. They claim that 90% of the $250 million was actually going to go straight to the three co-founders. So only 10%
Mhm.
going to the rest of the team. So that is technically sharing it. But 90%, if that's true, I think there's fault in both ends, boys, reading between the lines
Could
here.
be. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? He said, she said, you're both dicks, get in a room, have makeup sex, and just get on with it, man. Like, come on. No
But
makeup
even if
sex is the
that's true,
best, so.
Yeah, could it's better.
even if that's true, though, 10% of 250 is 25 million amongst all those
But
employees. That's
no,
still pretty
mate,
nice.
90% goes to the three co-owners. That
No, I'm not
majority
saying that's not.
should.
I'm not saying there's
That's
not
still
something
greedy.
funny. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that. All I'm saying is that they did leave. That leaves 25 million for however many employees.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're going to find out a lot of things about this as it goes on.
I think this is Jason Schreier has been reporting on this quite a lot, and he's a big name in the gaming industry in terms of gaming news and whatnot. So, there's probably a little bit more blame to go to Crafton because they really don't want it to depart with $250 million. That's a massive chunk of their profits. So, yeah, let's find out what happens in the courts with this one, boys, because I find this pretty fascinating, to be honest here. But anyway, right, that's me for game news for now. Moving on from that, we have some sort of game news, I quote, with Mr. Matthew. And he has been smashing up
It's a
as
new title.
always. He's also got 6G at the end of it, which has nothing to do with game news, but I actually read about 6G today, Matt, so that's interesting.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Yes, I did.
I
Yeah,
thought
I'm
somebody
holding out
missed
for
it.
it.
I'm holding out for 10G one day. So.
10G,
No
man.
chance, mate. You're lucky if you see 6G. Who you kidding? Right, Matthew.
Yeah.
Carry on, sir.
So gravity has gone up to 6 now.
Yeah.
Tech issues. Yeah, had tech issues. Got
You
over
did.
it, sort of. Yeah, it's doing okay. It's heating up, but it's nice. It's like a sauna in here. I'm going to
Come
die.
closer to your mic, Matt.
Oh.
Can't hear you.
God, I just can't win. Oh, fuck, I
Can't
pressed
win.
the
You
button.
can't. You can
Oh,
never win, mate.
There we go.
Don't
I got
push
my
the
Pac-Man.
button.
It wasn't my fault. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
Yeah.
now?
Yep, you're good.
Yeah,
You're
man.
good.
All right, cool. So, Killing Floor 3 releases
Yes.
tomorrow
Ooh.
on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. For those people who like this type of thing.
Did you play the last one?
I played
Anybody?
Incursion and the one before that, and I got wrecked. And I got freaked out and scared and shitless and poos. Loads of
you big
pants
baby.
being ruined, and people getting pissed off cleaning up my mess. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, so first-person survival horror is back with intense co-op action. Kapow, fuckers, yeah. So you can also play solo as well as up to 6-player online co-op.
Six.
Man. That's better
That's a
than
lot, man.
4. Yeah.
Is
So
it
that's
PvE or PvP or both?
PvE. Yeah.
I'm
PvE.
sure
Yeah,
it's
you-
PvE, but
You work with a
Yeah.
team to. It's
You
a
do.
horde
Yeah.
mode type game. It's actually good fun.
Yeah, it's very fast-paced, very fun.
we might
So
have to try it then.
yeah, definitely, yes, yeah. Hopefully, it's on Xbox Game Pass, please. I
Is
haven't
it?
seen it. I haven't seen it on the what's-its for release, so I don't know. But it's only £34 Summit for the basic one on Steam, And apparently there was or still is, I should say, I'm looking on this now, a play test that we could have gone for, which I missed. Sod it. Yeah, which is a shame. It is. So it's set in the year 2091, a post-apocalyptic world overrun by bioengineered Zeds. So there's 6 different unique specialists, characters with distinct weapons and abilities, such as grappling hooks, wielding ninja stuff. So look out for those things. That'd be quite interesting.
By the way, Matt, real quick, I looked it up just because I was curious. It will not be on Game Pass, and it also says more than likely will never be on Game Pass.
Mother truckers.
Darn.
Yeah. Well, that's their fault. Oh, well, it seemed like a good game. Never mind. Next news. Yeah. So, yeah, they got a new combat system, enhanced MEAT 2.0 system, which is MEAT, also known as the Modular Environment and Asset Tool Kit. There you go. And nothing to do with economy, because that is a different thing altogether. For ultra-realistic gore and dismemberment, so arms ripping off, legs, head, the whole thing. So it's ultra-transversal, so you got your dash, your vaults, your slides, your zip lines as well through vertical maps. You can customize as well your character from so-called deep skill trees, weapon mods, and specialist upgrades, which is always good to have. They built this on the Unreal Engine 5 for stunning visuals and smoother gameplay, and it does look really nice. It looks nice. They got smarter enemy AI and more strategic combat pacing, which is always good.
Smarter AI, that means we're done.
Yeah, we're bored. Absolutely. They've also expanded their vertical map and environmental traps as well. So there we go. Oh, there's new armory system as well. I nearly missed that. So there you go.
I played Killing Floor 2 with a friend a long time ago. Killing Floor 2 was out a long time ago, actually, so I'm surprised we're seeing a third one.
It was, yeah.
And at least one, if not both, games have been on the Game Pass in the past as well. So
yeah,
that'll be good fun, actually.
The only thing I did read is apparently pre-purchasing is only $40. Not bad. If you want the deluxe, it's 60. Yeah. If you want the deluxe is 60, and the Nightfall edition is 80.
Yeah, you can't do as much in these games.
You can buy that for me. That's fine.
It's not like a 60-hour game unless you like. It's not like I don't think it's like campaign where you can play like 50, 60 hours. It's playing with your pals around after round, see how long you can last with some different modes in it. So they couldn't get away with charging Nintendo AAA prices or anything like that. You know, so.
They can get away with any of that stuff, but they didn't. So that's a good idea. So I'm happy that they didn't.
They will try it, absolutely.
Anybody else probably would have charged $80 and said, well, hey, man, that's the way it goes with new games.
Yeah.
God loves a trial.
Absolutely.
Would any of you boys buy that?
I may.
I don't know.
Eventually, we'll see how £40, not much, to be honest.
I'll buy it right before Killing Floor 4 comes out.
That's we'll wait for the remaster, which should come out a week later.
The remaster.
As much. I mean, I've been waiting for this for ages. I was hoping that it would actually drop on the Xbox, which is a bit shit that I didn't. So I'll see how the launch goes, see how the game goes, see what the reviews are like from the games, and then from there I'll wait a month and then see what happens.
Yeah, because $40 is not bad, and if they do a little bit of a sale, you might be able to get another $5 off.
Girl, pardon what?
So it might be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is this 6G news? I guess that's part of your hardware kind of stuff. I was reading about that today, which could be used for gaming. To be fair,
it could. They do both that.
Xbox Game Pass Ultimate or something.
Yeah. So 6G coming to your mobile networks for connectivity of the future. Yeah, there you go.
2030.
That was a great story.
Yes, 2030, absolutely. So the standardization phase of the 3GPP, knows what that means. Could be about to look it up, but it began technical studies in June. so last month, with full architecture design starting in August, so next month. Didn't do bugger all in July, but there you go. So the goal was the first 6G specifications to be set by 2028, and a commercial rollout hopefully by 2030. The key parts of this is it's going to be a standalone architecture, so it's not going to be anything like the 5G, or 4G that we had previously, where it's all together sort of thing. It'll be independent from those generations. AI narrative network, so it should have integrated AI ML for autonomous operations, predictive
not
performance, yeah, and of course AI as a service, ALAAS, alas, there we go.
Alas, hey.
Yeah, alas,
Like it.
we knew him well. Yeah, so integrated.
You sure it wasn't AN, like NAS, instead of...
No, but there is an Isaac.
Okay.
Yeah. So integrated sensing and communication. So Nexus will sense physical environments for spatial awareness, enabling use cases for autonomous mobility and mixed reality. It's also good for people who have hard of hearing or eyesight issues or blindness, where it gives you haptics, speech, and whatever. When you get next to a door or a wall or anything like that, it will give you a nudge or a shock. Maybe a shock. That'd be quite fun. Don't do a shock, but that would be
too close to the wall.
yeah. Yeah. So there's
Now we're talking.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody be buying this now. Multi-radio spectrum sharing, so seamless operations across 5G and 6G bands, with an extreme MIMO and CM wave bands as well for higher data rates and better uplink using new frequency ranges. So mainly these will be used for your mixed reality, autonomous mobility, global internet, real-time mapping and simulation of entire cities, and AI communication as well.
Cool.
And
Interesting.
they're talking about speeds of reaching 100 gig, so we'll see.
100 gigs.
Yeah.
I do love my my tech. We just need to find a way of making it relevant to the podcast. I guess some people do game.
Mobile gaming,
Especially,
into
like we discussed that recently. Yeah, mobile
Yeah,
gaming is technically the biggest in the world, especially in China. And in fact, that's where this thing has been tested in
If
China.
you hotspot into your gaming PC.
So I love
Yeah.
new tech. I love all that stuff. I remember doing speed tests all the time when 3G came out with my friends and seeing how fast we could get it. And the same with 4G and 5G, because I'm pretty sad like that. Even though you don't need all those speeds. But anyway. All right.
Yeah.
Cheers, Mr. Matt.
Speed is good.
Moving on with the hardware tech news bandwagon. Gray's got some AMD Ryzen Threadripper news for us.
Oh, rip
Yeah, I
thread.
thought this was just kind of cool to talk about. But the AMD Ryzen Threadripper, which probably none of us could afford here, even so, the Pro 9995WX CPU, apparently they've overclocked to 5 gigahertz across all 96 cores. So I'm sitting there going like, wow, 5 gigahertz across all the cores. And I'm sitting there going like, it scores 186,000 points in Cinebench. And it also consumes 950 watts of power just by itself, just the chip. Never run anything else. So I'm sitting there going like, so I guess they did this just because they can. But for what it's used for and stuff, which is obviously not just gaming or anything, it's more industrial. But it is impressive though, and apparently, I guess it's a world record from what I'm reading here.
Impressive.
But I just can't even imagine across 96 cores. It's like, wow. Imagine the person counting that. Let me start on the first core. Oh,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I need some
You
cooling
got
for
me on
that.
the edge going 17, 24, 9.
That's right.
You'll need an
Oh no, I
impressive
got to start over again. 1, 2, 3.
You'll need an impressive AIO to kill all that, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
I actually read something similar to that recently, Greg. I don't know if it's the same article or not. I was going to cover it, and I didn't then. I'm glad you did. it went on to mention something additional about it being approximately 16% faster than the previous generation, which is a decent chunk. We would never actually use one of them in their lifetimes. It uses a different socket size for one in your motherboard. It is a
Yeah.
huge chip. It needs some amount of cooling. These are literally for the high-end pros enthusiasts. The high-end,
hmm
like your average editor wouldn't use that. This would be used by businesses. These are probably used by the top guys in like Pixar and whatnot in the industry,
Yeah.
LucasArts and all that. They'd use Threadrippers because that's what you need at the
Heavy
high
data
end, and they're
crunching.
thousands of dollars per chip probably as well. So
Just for funsies, they have a total of
Funsies.
13 chiplets on the one chip, including 12 CCDs, one IOD. I don't
Wow.
even know what an IOD is. And you also get up to 148 PCIe lanes. This is like,
Impressive.
wow. Talking about over, I feel like if I had like a lot of disposable income, I'd pick up one of these things and just bring it on the podcast. Check out, look at this.
Sell your PC.
I can
bring
play
it.
16 games at one time.
Even your godlike board can't handle that, mate.
Yeah.
Which is
Exactly, yeah.
interesting.
You'd have to get the afterlife board or something like that. Instead of a
Afterlife
godlike board.
board, man, good. Nah, it's impressive. That is impressive. We'd never used one of these chips anyways, but it's cool to still read about the mental products that people bring out for the high enthusiast level. All right, moving on from there, back to myself again. You won't really be surprised by this, but you can basically go through Steam for data trawling, I think they call it, or data scraping, and you can
Mhm.
find a lot of useful stuff. And somebody's done that recently and found that Steam games disclosing generative AI, and these are the ones only disclosing it, are up 800% this year. Because you've got to actually legally put that down. Well, not legally, as per the rules of Valve, you've got to put it down. They've admitted up to 800%. Now, again, I do want your boys' opinion because for me, if you're using AI as a tool the right way and not putting a lot of people out of jobs and you're just using it to help you along and do certain things, it's maybe okay. It's when a shit ton of people start losing their jobs that I'm not really happy about. I guess you boys are not surprised by this. What are you thinking?
Not really. I mean, all it is right now is it's a data point, basically. So they found a way to tell you whether AI is being used, half of 1% or 10% or 50%. It all comes into the same figure. So regardless of whether you're using it very little or a lot. So what I would rather see, if they ever do come up with this, is to see what percentage goes to what. In other words, what percentage is actually used in some of these games? Does this particular XYZ game use 1%, 10%, 80% AI? It would be interesting just to see. But in proof of, well, it's not even proof of concept, it's real. You're seeing it happen just as fast or faster than we've been talking about on here for months. And it's just moving along. I mean, look, whether we like it or not, and whether people lose their jobs and stuff, which is terrible. It's got a mind of its own in a sense, and it's moving along at such a fast pace. And just look at the things we've been talking about just in the last 2 weeks about the AI already starting to make games by itself. Well, I shouldn't say by itself, but with proper prompting and making games, and it's just like it's unheard of. And that's the way it's going to go, guys. There's going to be a lot less employees and a lot more, prompting. So if you're all looking for a job, get into prompting. That's where the money's at right now.
Yeah. Matt?
Just pretend to be AI. There you go.
To
Give
be
me a
AI.
job straight off. I'm AI. 800%. Wow, that is bigger than I thought. I thought it'd be like more, probably about a third of that, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
if that, even less.
Yeah. So I'm quite
Well,
shocked.
3 weeks from now, it'll be 1,600%.
Probably, yeah, absolutely. It makes you wonder, though, if other platforms would do the same. How much would theirs be in comparison to update 100% from there. We all know AI is being used. It's not a surprise. I think it's a easy buck, for developers to do now.
It really is.
Yeah, it's like you're shitting out games left, right, and center, but it's it's costing from old games that we used to play where you had feelings for the character. It was in depth. You wanted to live that sort of thing. To now, you just like it's just another one of them characters gone sort of thing. So
Well,
I think with
the
that, you lose some sort of aspect to it. Yeah.
I think you're right, but I think that it's a matter of how the tool is used. And like anything else, if you use the tool to crap out games, like you said, then those games are going to be garbage. But if you use the tool where it could profit, or not profit, but where it could do the most good in a game, you could probably do a lot of really amazing things. The only thing I can kind of compare it to is long ago when CGI and movies started to come around. They were saying the same thing. Well, everything's being a CGI movie. But basically, what it did as a tool is in the old days, when you had to do backgrounds of like hundreds of people, you literally had to sit there and practically draw all these people, to have these 100 people. Now they draw 5, and the computer figures it out, extrapolates, and creates 1,000. Yep. So that kind of a tool is very good for that industry, and that's why they've been pumping out, great-looking CGI. It kind of comes down to this too. So we always do a lot of the doom and gloom on AI, but if you go to the good side of things, if you supposedly are making a game and you have a talented team putting the game together, in other words, like good writing, people that care, et cetera, and you get some top-notch prompters that know what they're doing and stuff, and you use it as a tool to be able to speed up a game so it doesn't take 3 years, and you get a great AAA game in like a year. And believe me, that is possible with AI, and it will be possible. Then I would say, like, cool, because then we'll get some really cool games coming out. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, or what they're going to do, or how many greedy bastards are going to get involved and shit out games. But they're only defeating themselves, because if they start crapping out lousy games, they're not going to make any money. So I don't know. This is unfolding daily, which gives us a lot to talk about on the podcast. But it's just, it's pretty wild, to say the least.
Yeah, maybe Starfield could benefit.
Oh
from
my God,
AI.
could it?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I could run it through AI right now, and I don't even know what I'm doing to make it look better than it looks now. I mean, that would be.
I thought you said Starfleet for a minute.
Starfield.
I was like, no, don't use AI. The last time they fucking done that, man, it's
That was
we had Star Trek Picard season 2.
Yeah.
1 and
The
2.
intelligence took over, man. So, which is actually pretty entertaining, but yeah, you don't want that.
No.
Can you imagine if they use Starfield as the poster child for what AI can do?
Yeah.
Wow, man, you'll see the whole game looking real nice, and you're like, see?
Yeah, NPCs that actually can do things. Holy
Sure,
shit, it's
they don't
not
just
walking
walk
into a
around
wall.
and
Yeah,
walking into walls, do nothing, and those stupid close-up shots, dude. That was back.
That was
I hate
awful.
that.
Yeah.
That goes all the way back to Skyrim 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The shot is like this of the NPC in your face.
Hi.
They don't move.
Yeah.
They don't go like this. They don't turn their head. They just stare straight at you and go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or just look on the side of you. So,
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Where do you
they
wanna
look at
go?
the side of you talking and not even make eye
Look at you.
contact
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
I believe that you should. Why don't you look at me? I can't because I'm programmed to look this way.
Yeah,
That's all I can do.
Right, yes.
So-
Moving on. I should have covered this earlier on.
Yeah,
Apologies,
you
I
should have
forgot.
done.
It's kind of connected. You had no cheek to talk, Mr. Late Matthew. Yeah, I'll get back in your late box, boy. Cyberpunk, I should have added on to that. Apologies. 7 months after CD Projekt Red said there wouldn't be any more updates for Cyberpunk, they
They got
came
that
out
one,
and
haven't
told
they?
a big porky pie, which is a lie for those that are outside the UK.
Ooh,
You're not
porcupine.
Porky, yeah, a pork pie, very nice but very fattening. They
Porky pie.
released. It's a smaller update, to be fair. It's update 2.3. Now there isn't a hell of a lot to this. I'll tell you the most useful thing at the end. They've like some tweaks, some small improvements, new vehicles, a photo mode. I've never really liked photo mode in games, but Hans, He
Oh, he
fucking
loves it.
loves photo
Yeah.
modes. He's always,
My
look at my
God.
big, giant, massive, ultra widescreen, because he's compensating, boys. He's compensating. So I got a big
Compensating.
ultra, you know. But
I-
they are
I need
beautiful
Tally
pictures.
chair. Yeah.
I can't say
Um,
anything anymore because I have 3 monitors straight across.
No, but they're not ultra wide. So you know
I can
you have
make
a
them ultra wide.
you know you just get an average size penis, Gray. So you just get
Yeah.
3 normal sized monitors where he gets ultra wide because he knows he's man down there in that department. The old
Yeah, but
trouser
see, if I have-
department.
If I have 3 large ones, that's better than 1.
That's what she said. Yes, yes.
Exactly.
So
still
yeah,
trying it.
small updates, gents, to this. But the useful thing is they're releasing VRR support. Now, the reason this is useful is there isn't, believe it or not, a
sex
PS5
scenes.
Pro update for this. There isn't an update, and I don't think there ever will be. This actually means that it'll be like a mini Pro update for the PlayStation 5, VRR, AMD FSR 4.0, which is very useful as well, even though I don't know if that technically be supported at the moment because we've got the old pisser fisser on there, gents, as we know. Soon to be relabeled. You can't use that anymore. See, next year, pisser will be
They're
gone.
getting rid of the pisser.
They're getting rid of the pisser, and it's FSR 4.0 next year,
They
boys.
can't
So
do
enjoy it
that.
while you can.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So,
man, we
yeah,
can't go running around
pizza
saying "Piss or
celebrations."
Fisser" anymore.
No more
Yeah.
jokes anymore. Well, you still can
Ah.
anymore
Damn it.
because that's when they came up with this name. It was actually Digital Founder that came up with that.
Anniversary
It was
pissers.
John, with the guy that keeps constantly adjusting his glasses, and his glasses that fixes properly. You know the guy, the big gap in the middle of his teeth there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the American guy that lives in Germany. He's a funny guy.
I never do
he's
that.
He's the one that came up with. No, you don't, because your glasses fit. He's the one that said, "Can we just call this pisser?" And then the other guy that lives in Germany with him, the other American, burst out laughing and went, "Yeah." They're the 2 kids of the show. I love it. But yeah, if there is room and there's space at the end of this, I will. Again, it seems to be Cyberpunk today. I don't know why. A lot of stuff's come out for it. Matt, I'll talk about it later. I played it on the Mac, and it was very interesting. Very, very interesting. So,
On a Mac.
That's
a
what I
Mac.
said.
I never bought one. It's for
I hope
work.
it-
So,
Yeah, I was going to say, well, as long as you didn't scratch the surface with a mouse.
is there a joke in there? I don't.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is.
There is. Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed
Well,
the
it's
shit.
the only
'Cause I
way you
never
can play
got
on
it.
a Mac, isn't it?
But yeah, move on from there. Some AMD news I had there to follow on from what Gray was mentioning as well. So Gray, we're still in RDNA 4, I guess, at the moment, but RDNA 5 when it comes out. In fact, no, that's the GPU side of things is RDNA. So when RDNA 5 comes out, their next generation GPUs probably next year, they could feature up to 96 compute units, 50% more than before. Now they work a lot. Oh my god! How many puppies is that in compute units? Cole, Cole,
You can't resist a face like this.
I hope you're not. I hope you're talking about the dog. So 90,
No wonder it made that face.
90%, 96 compute units. They do things a bit differently from NVIDIA's, you know, the terms
See
of
what
the
your cookie's done.
technologies.
Cookie Coco's done.
50% more than usual, a hell of a lot more power, 384-bit memory bus, 64 and 32 CU variants also mentioned. This sounds all impressive on paper, gents. However, still won't be able to take on NVIDIA's high end. I've got a funny feeling that this will just be like their current cards, but beefed up quite a bit. Would you guys ever consider AMD GPU in the future, or would you rule it out completely?
I'll tell you what, AMD, if you want to give me one to test out.
Yes.
What's up?
Test.
Test.
I think I would, just because of how much advancement they've done, even just on the CPU side, I would be willing to give it a shot, just to see. But like Matt says, I kind of wish I would get my hands on one to try, and I don't want to put out that much money. I did hear though that I don't remember which AMD GPU it was, but it was a 16 gig, and they said it's flying off the shelves. The price point is good, and it's selling really well. So right there, it shows that people aren't that married to NVIDIA, regardless of DLSS or whatever. I don't know if you guys saw, I posted in our Discord But this guy did a heavy duty testing on all this stuff with the DLSS frame generation and everything. And we had heard little things about, well, okay, it's putting out the so-called fake frames, which is okay. But now what he was suspecting was that it was putting out so many of the generated frames that it was actually reducing the number of real frames. And I was sitting there going like, ooh, so I watched, and he tested a bunch of games, and he had like all the testing material on the screen so you could see what was going on. And sure enough, it is taking away from the actual frames. So it's almost like they're saying, okay, so I'm giving you native 16 frames a second, but you want 120. But in order to do that, I've got to steal 10 or 15 frames away from the 60 to get you what you want. And it's really not the way things should be done. And, you don't hear NVIDIA talking about it, but it's right there in black and white. I mean, the guy proved it on several different games. It was more prevalent on some games than others, but I was like, wow. And so when he went, then he said like, well, okay, so it's supposed to be 2 times or 4 times. He goes, so what are they basing that on? So he goes, I've lost this many frames, so now it's only putting out X amount of live frames times 3 or times 2 times 4, comes up with X number, and that number ain't matching to what they were saying because they were going by what they said the real frames are. So it was really interesting. I thought it was just like, so again, it's NVIDIA kind of pulling the wool over your eyes a little bit.
Yeah.
See, what happened? That's good to know.
What I'm really curious about, and I even I think I made a comment to him about it, but I would like to see him run all those same exact tests exactly the same way, but turn the frame gen off and put lossless scaling on, because I've been reading that theoretically, and I can't tell you this is true, that if you use lossless scaling and not use the NVIDIA version, you will get true 120 frames, not a degradation of the live frames. I can't tell you that's true. How does the live frames get
degraded? I don't get that, mate. That's not how that's supposed to work.
I know it's not, but that's what's happening. It sounds to me like they have to reduce the live frames in order to give them the capability of pumping out more frames through frame gen. So it's almost like frame gen has to borrow power, so to speak, from the live generated frames in order to get you where you want to be. So instead of saying, hey, we can increase it 1.5 times, they say 2 times, but in actuality, it's not really. And I think that's ridiculous, because I don't think you should ever have to eliminate the real frames just to get more fake frames put in.
How did we get onto this? I've lost that connection.
Gray's good at doing that.
Sorry?
Isn't
he? What?
I mean, there's tangents, and then there's tangents so extreme that I've forgotten how we even got onto that tangent.
Yeah, amazing he hasn't brought cheese wheels into it yet.
Well, I mean, you got to reading what you were talking about just brought me right into it, because I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, now I would think of AMD even more so after hearing this and seeing the actual proof.
Like
if you run AMD GPU and CPU together, you get that. Even though Taro told me a million times, you get that boost of running the two together, like smart technology or smart something it's called.
Yeah, back to SLI again.
No, nothing like that at all. I was looking at performance, what people are talking about, like if it came out with 96 compute units, right, it would actually be, they're kind of spitballing it, somewhere between a 5080 and a 4090, which, yeah, again, 50% extra compute units, you think it'd be better, but no, this is how far NVIDIA are ahead. It can't still match their 5090. I generally don't think AMD will ever compete in the top end of GPUs again. I don't, which is a shame. I mean, this is what happens when you're the world's biggest company. They are. And not only they're comfortably number one now, they've got a market cap of $4 trillion. Like,
yeah, but the majority of that's all AI. Majority of that's all AI.
But even that tiny percentage of gaming that they do is still, because they've got the resources they've got, they're miles ahead of everyone. And their AI does and will work even more so into their gaming cards as well, Gray. I mean, that's essentially what machine learning is. So needs the hardware to run it. But yeah, interesting, folks. I mean, Nvidia will run away with even more when they probably bring out their super cards next year. But anyway, we'll move on from that. Maybe I found this interesting. PS6 leaks and rumors. I mean, we'll probably get a PS6 in 2027 or 2028. So I'm not really surprised by this. They are rumoring, again, rumor with a big R, that it will feature 24 gigs of RAM for advanced ray tracing, because you need a lot more RAM for that, and machine learning without necessarily rising costs, which, shock horror, if you weren't sitting down, gents, you may have just fallen down there. Without raising costs. At the moment, we are 16 gig for our current gen consoles. Switch 2, is it either 12 or 16? I can't remember. 16 seems to be the
16.
sweet spot. And you think you would double it again to 32, but not necessarily, because all this stuff kind of costs money. Let's say 26 gig of RAM without rising costs. I'm actually a bit blown away by that, how they can actually pull that
Yeah.
off.
Well,
But I'm
because
not
they've been
going to
They're already
complain.
giving you
so
24.
no, they've been overcharging for years, so they decided to give you a break.
And they can get it in bulk as well. RAM goes up and down in terms of price, boys. It can be really manageable
that.
1 minute to buy, and then the next somebody
Yeah.
takes a shit on a bloody foundry somewhere in Asia, and I don't know, the prices go through the roof. But Matt mentioned something a moment ago. You never get the full allowance of RAM in consoles.
No, you
It's the
don't.
same in Windows as well.
Yeah, Windows the same, yeah.
You have to keep some for the OS and other stuff.
Sure.
I think it's 16 gig of RAM in the Switch 2, but only 12 gigs available, or 13 gigs, something like that. Don't quote me. So it's like up to 4 gig for the OS and everything, which is a lot. It's a lot,
is a lot.
The PS5 Pro is useful because it gives you an extra gig of RAM to use as opposed to the PS5. The more RAM you have, the better, because it's used for ray tracing. It's also used for textures, so this is why, if you game in 4K like Matt and I do, having more VRAM in your card is useful. A 16 gig card and upwards is what's required, because if you ramp everything up and you're playing in 4K, you will fill up that buffer really quickly, actually. So found that useful. I mean, it's basically a PC in a box now these days, games console. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been that way for a while.
The last thing for me is a very cool, useful thing for the old audio visual peeps out there. I'll do a little quick kind of sneaky screen share and show you this.
Show me.
I mean, yeah, it used to be funny, Matt. It used to be a long time ago. So, Atari. I have one of their gaming cabinets at the moment. Very, very cool. Atari announcing a special console and Atari 50 DLC for Pac-Man's anniversary. Is he really going to be 50? Oh my God, I feel old. Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
as you can
I
see
remember
from the
when it came
picture,
out.
this is the Atari. This is the Atari I like, because it's got the wooden effect on it. It looks like
Yeah,
the
it
wood.
does.
It's got the little flippy switches at the top. It's yellow over the top. It's got the Pac-Man and all the ghosts on the front, with the Pac-Man doing his Pac-Man thing and eating all the things. There's different coloured joysticks as well. So it's actually Atari and Bandai Namco. Oh, it's Pac-Man's 45th anniversary. God, I was feeling old there. So
Atari's
the one you
50th,
remember
yeah.
great is the Atari 2600 Plus, the Pac-Man edition. It's going to be available for a pre-order of $170, which is not too bad. I thought it would be more, so I'll take
Yeah.
that. So the console also includes Pac-Man Double Feature. This includes Pac-Man 7800, a brand new arcade-style version of the original game, and Pac-Man 2600, the first home console release of the game. It says Atari will distribute 1,000 exclusive golden box editions of Pac-Man Double Feature each. Is it only $100? Clyde, that's impressive. 2-in-1 cartridge.
Yeah.
2-in-1 of the 5 Ghosts or Pac-Man colours: red, blue, pink, orange, yellow, plus a limited edition patch and pin. And on top of this, the collection will include the CX40 Plus wireless joystick, as I say, in 5 colours, each of them costing $40. This is really impressive cost-wise, guys, I must admit.
Yeah,
The
better than the other one.
DLC, the Namco collection, the DLC will be released for $8 later this year. Will include Pac-Man 2600, Galaga, is that how you pronounce that? Dig Dug,
It's
uh,
a Galaga or Galaxa?
Xempius,
Gallagher.
Galaxian, and more.
Galaxian, yeah.
Uh,
Or
so
Galaga,
yeah,
yeah.
very, very, very impressive that. I'll just leave that picture on there for a few more seconds. Um, I would get in. I think it's available for pre-order now. Yes, it is. No link that I can see. Oh, there we go. Terry website. There is one there. So
Yeah,
I'd
you can buy
probably go there
Google.
before
Yeah.
it sells out, guys. But I mean, that's pretty cool, is it not?
Yeah,
Even if
that
it's
is
not your
cool.
cup of tea.
I've got to
Yeah, but
say though,
they-
Sinclair Spectrum are doing the same thing. They're re-releasing the
Everybody's
Spectrum, but
doing
they're giving a facelift to it.
Everything's retro now. You got this one, you
Yeah.
got the Spectrum, you got the Commodore 64 we talked about last week.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're all coming out with their retro
I
editions.
actually, I never added it, but days after, the Spectrum guys went, wait a minute, we're the OGs. We're
Mhm.
bringing out a Spectrum ZX Special Edition, and they
Yeah.
are. I forgot to mention it, but it's $300. That's just
Yeah,
disgusting.
that's a
I'm sorry,
lot of
I'm
money
out.
for what it is. Yeah.
I can't remember what the Commodore 64 was. It was probably something similar or close to that.
It was. I don't
ain't
think it was
paying
3, but there was a couple bucks.
I'm not
Oh
paying
no, you know
that,
what? It
guys.
was the collector fancy edition that changed all the colors and all that stuff.
It was
the
only like
expensive
$50
one.
between them, Gray. Like they're all still expensive at the end of the day. October 31st this year for the Atari, by the way, guys. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw. Listen, I've seen the Spectrum before. I don't have a picture of it at hand, but they have released it before. It does look cool. It's a modern take on an old classic with an HDMI port in the back. I'm not paying that for that, even though it was my first ever computer, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it. Commodore was also a classic, a big one in the rest of the world, in the States and whatnot.
Go
Did
on
you guys
eBay and
have
you'll probably find a
Spectrums
real
over
one.
there, Gray?
Sorry.
Did you guys have Spectrums over in the States?
Yeah, I think we just called them Spectrums, unless the name was changed.
Spectrum
I believe we
ZX.
had,
Yeah. I give
Yeah.
a British company, so like it was Alan Sugar or something, may have released that.
Alan
It might be
Sugar,
wrong
did
there.
What a name.
Yeah. He's the Dragon's Den. Is it Dragon's Den guy? Like you're fired? No.
Yeah, he was part of
The
that.
apprentice. The apprentice. You're
that was it,
fired.
yeah.
He's like, you're fired.
Why
You're
should I
shit.
hire you? Yeah.
Yeah. It was him that kicked that off. Yeah. So yeah, I found that interesting, boys.
is good.
Get pre-orders in for the sell it if you want that, and they're in October this year. Mr. Matt, you've been bashing your
Bashing.
cake apparently, and
I've
that
been-
may be a euphemism. I don't know.
You gotta get into that cake bashing thing. It's very good.
Is it a
Yeah.
simulator?
No, I wish it was, but no, it's not. Not this one, anyways. And look at it. Look how shit Kinder Egg are becoming. Look at this. Can you see that? Look at that fucking squirrel.
What is
Boom.
that?
There.
You'll
Ah,
listen to-
okay, there you go.
Nothing to do.
Looks like a hamster.
No stickers to stick on, and no bits and bobs. Just done.
And he's using
Oh,
his son
shit.
as an excuse to get
I am.
Kinder
I am.
Eggs.
I am. Yeah. He's like, oh, what's this? And I was like, oh, shite. Yeah. So cake bashing.
What's this worth, Dad? $500. Oops.
Yeah. He'd be like, yep. Buy it. I'd be like, no. Be like his Robux. Anyways, Cake Bash, a deliciously chaotic party game, which was gifted by Scythe to myself, so it was. And it's on different platforms. You got it on PC, you got a Nintendo Switch as well, PlayStation 4 and Xbox. And it's by the developer called High Tea Frog. And the publishers are CodeSync Software, if you're into that shenanigans. Anyway, this sugary mix of Super Smash Bros. Esque chaos and Mario Party into a whole bit of
Jamboree.
icing. Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Is mad. It's absolutely mad. So you play as a pastry. It could be anything. It could be one of those.
What?
Yeah,
you
could
play
be
as an actual pastry.
an actual pastry. You could be an eclair. Where's my hands? You could be a
be Claire?
donut. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. That makes it similar to genital jousting.
Wait a minute.
You know, except that this time you're
Anyway. Yeah.
so you can wait. You can be a what? An eclair and what?
Instead of a sausage, you're a pastry.
You could be a fairy fancy, or a cupcake.
A fairy fancy.
A fancy. You know, Kim. Who's that? fucking bakery. What's his name?
Is this another one of those UK things
it?
I should know?
It was that bakery bugger who does all the
Fairy.
baking.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
your fancies and stuff. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? The old fairies, the cakes.
Shut up, you gobshite.
Come on. Yes, anyway, you play as one of them and you go around bashing other
Plays a
cakes in.
fairy. You play as a fairy, pal. I don't.
It's a fairy cake. I swear it's called a fairy cake. It's a little cake.
So you can be an eclair, a fairy cake.
Do you not remember Ross Light talking about...
Fancies.
Do you remember Ross
What's
like
called
talking
fancies?
about fairies, but he meant fairy?
He didn't. Yeah, but he didn't put two
Very
and two
liquid.
together until it's too late. I think I still got that clip somewhere. I gotta have to look. I'm not
Sorry,
sure.
Matt. Carry on, mate.
No, that's all
Apologies.
right. Yeah. So this battle-esque beat 'em up of Cake Industries gives you 13 mini games, 5 bash, which is combat-based. Smash the hell out of
Can
the
you be
other
a
cakes.
French crawler?
I don't know what that is, but yeah.
It's a donut.
Oh, just
The
call it a
French made it.
donut. Why are you not fucking French?
Well, you said.
No, like
Cake.
French.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, French should be in this podcast because they don't bake cakes. Not cakes. What do they do? Games. Never mind. I don't know. Yeah, and you also get 8 snack games, which are skill
Can
based.
you be a Twinkie?
games. No Twinkies.
Oh,
I suppose
gee,
there
man.
would be that. Maybe it'll become one of the DLCs. I don't know. So anyway, you got the combat where you punch, where you sort of punch and uppercut and throw candy-themed weapons, like you can pick up a lolly and smash somebody over the head with it. And,
Cool.
You
their
play
cake
some
faces.
shite, man.
I
Play
do
some shite.
indeed.
You really do.
Yeah.
People out there that listen to the audio, you got to check the video out because now that he said this, I'm gonna find
Yes.
footage of this game and I'm putting it up when you're talking about it. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. So you go around, you bash each other up, and you evade. You got different levels. Did I put down what levels I have? I have anyways. Okay. So we'll get into that. So those are the things.
Usually the middle levels where you have to bake the cake, so kind of like level
yeah.
one.
Well, there is an oven and there is fire involved there. So
Can you play as an oven?
No, but you can press the oven
Damn.
button to burn other people up. Yeah. So you got your toppings, which you earn from your bashing of cakes, and you
Now
use
we're
those
talking.
those toppings to decorate your cake. And the better the decoration, you win. Sort of thing. You become the ooh.
Can you use some of the decorations as weapons?
Only the
Like
ones
throw
in
brownie
game that
bits at
drops.
things and stuff?
I tried. The only thing I threw
Oh, man.
was me.
I don't know.
Yeah. So there you go. It's multiplayer co-op as well as AI botty. If you have nobody else to play with, and nobody wants to beat your cake up with you. If you have a donut and nobody wants to be your eclair, you can always have somebody else there. There's easy controls. It's very easy to play, easy to do. It gives a little
Easy to eat.
just eat. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Visuals are very bright, very colourful, whimsical, joyful. It's like a little party, fancy, kiddie-ish family game. It's brilliant.
But is it cute?
It's cute.
Okay.
Cute.
good.
You can
That's
have bows on your cakes and your muffins, whatever you want to call them.
All right.
But
Good.
the replayability is quite limited. I think you might get bored after quite a while of it, unless you like
Like after
bash
10
your
minutes or
cake in.
so?
Yeah. You'd be like, oh, enough, kids, enough.
I'm
So,
tired of being an eclair.
yeah. So, other mini games, they're called the Gâteau Royale, which is the cutlery. You have to dodge cutlery on a giant cake and stuff, and I got stabbed in 2 seconds. And whoever
Cool.
wins, that is the one who hasn't been stabbed. There you go. There's fork knife, where you have to survive a barrage of utensils. Wasp attack. Well, what is that about?
Wasp attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch out for those wasps. They're after your sweet bits. Watch your
no.
facings. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So the drawbacks are the content's quite short. It's very short lived. Unfortunately, with that.
How much does it cost?
I don't know. It was gifted. I think it was probably about.
It better not be
less than that.
$60.
No. Definitely not AAA bloody prices. No.
Single A.
Yeah. So bots can be overly skilled and erratic, which they are. They beat the heck out of me, buggers, and they stole my bits and my lollipop. I don't like that. Nobody steals my lollipop and gets away with it. And some users have problems with saving their skills. So after the games that they shut down, sometimes the skills don't stay with it. But yeah, it's a bit weird. Different levels.
Wait a minute. There's a skill tree in this game.
There's skills. Yeah.
What skills do you pick for an eclair? You pick the filling, the frosting.
Yeah. Immortalizing. Forever.
Yeah. Okay.
Forever creams. I don't know. I've not really seen anything of the skills, but you do get your points, money.
You have a eclair with godlike powers. Cool.
Yeah, that's it. Super eclair. So yeah, you get different. What's the word? Things to fight on. So you got your cooker that you have to be careful of because the middle ring will go on fire.
Oh, you
don't want your ring going on fire, man.
No,
you really
no,
don't.
No, done that. Been there.
Not good.
Still whistles. Yeah. Yeah. So you got that. You got a factory where you have to be careful what drops on you. You got the shopping bakery itself and a picnic thing. So it's quite weird. It's odd. It's quite fun. It's hilarious.
Definitely sounds like it. Yes,
it is. So there you go.
There you go.
Tips around that.
Yeah, I might sting a little bit, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Mr. Gray, you want to indulge us with some of your gaming news shenanigans as well, please?
I saw this article and I had to laugh and also look at it as being how pathetic in a way too. And I know that Matt will understand because he's played the game. So the Ubisoft CEO comes out and he says, excuse me, he blames the Star Wars brand trouble for disappointing Outlaws sales. So I'm going like, that could be a small factor, but that doesn't cut the mustard, please. There's been games out there that have been, well, the games have been much better. There's much better games out there than the movies, let's say, that came out about them or whatever. So you can't sit there and say that. So they're just another one of these Ubisoft wonderful things. They just sit there and pawn it off and say like, well, hey, Star Wars has had a lot of problems, man. So, well, then what'd you do the game for then? Star Wars had problems before you started making the game.
Yeah.
On top of that, and that doesn't take away from and the other thing I thought was weird. I look in the article and I go, despite receiving generally positive reviews, from who? There wasn't that many people that had that many positive reviews. What about the negative ones? There's tons of those. And they go, it wasn't a commercial hit for Ubisoft. Really? I'm just reading this, just cracking up. I just can't even believe half the stuff I'm reading. So then he goes, and this is a quote, he goes, Outlaws was released at a time when the brand that it belonged to was in a bit of choppy waters. Leading up to the release of Star Wars Outlaws, the IP had experienced turbulence with poorly received Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker movie. So they blame it on Rise of the... It's just this is too much, man. I'm sitting there going like, what else do you want to blame it on? And then he goes and blames it on the polarizing TV series, The Acolyte, and the mixed reception on the Book of Boba Fett. So he names all the crap that the worst crap he could come up with that they've done in Star Wars and say, yeah, that's the reason why it hasn't sold.
George Lucas, it's your fault we built a game that's
Let's not talk about all the bugs it had, especially when it came out, where you couldn't do this. And then they said open world, but not really. And then when you're driving around, you have nothing to do or see until you get to the next city. And then you have the lead character looking, I'm sorry, ugly. Mm-hmm. I mean, she didn't have to look like a Stellar Blade, but come on, man. The model that they used looked almost as bad as what they did in Starfield, and stuff. So I'm just like, I just had to say something because that's a joke. I mean, give me a break. Yeah. You can't come up with something better than that. You have enough trouble as it is, and you're going to blame it all on that. Sure. And of course, the shareholders are going to believe that, right? They're going to go like, "Yo, we believe what you're telling me." Well, how fast can we get rid of them?
Yeah.
Oh boy. So that was, okay. That was very, very not interesting, but funny. Yeah. Anyway, the next article I read was kind of the what now?
That should go to.
Oh yeah, the pit. Yeah, I remember that with the teeth.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the sandworm that never came out. It just has the teeth.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's probably where they got it from.
Yeah.
So Gabe is in the news again. Game over at Steam, and basically he says that he comes out and says, "Oops, sorry, wrong article. Hold on a second."
Taro's daddy. That's Taro's daddy, I believe.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
He's
he
not
does
here
like
to
it
tell
big,
us that
Gabe.
though right now.
Yeah.
But he says Gabe Newell is a big believer in AI. He calls it a cheat code. And I'm going like, okay. So as I'm reading this, he said that he thinks that it's incredibly obvious that machine learning and AI systems are going to profoundly impact pretty much every single business. No kidding. He said we could be looking at a huge technology transition on par with the arrival of the computer and the internet. I don't doubt him. I mean, it does, but you and I could have come up with that much. I mean, come on, Gabe, come up with something better than that. So his advice, of course, is for young people as well. Get into AI and la la la, and of course. But then it also mentions that he's a big believer in AI. Would not be a surprise because he's the co-founder of Starfish, a neural network company similar to Elon Musk's Neuralink. And Starfish uses AI systems to fuel his research. So what is he gonna do? Come out and say AI is crap while he's doing it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. And I'll guarantee you, since he is into that, you don't think he's gonna use that to maybe make games again because he doesn't need to have a staff to make the games. So we'll see, or maybe he's gonna get into more of it. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But,
Bit of denial.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then they throw in, talking about NVIDIA, and I'm going like, why? This is not an NVIDIA article. But in any case, I thought that was kind of interesting. He basically says pretty much nothing. This is kind of interesting. I mean, I just thought it was, the title was interesting. It said, anti-porn group who tried to ban GTA 5 claim credit for Steam's sex game crackdown. And I'm going like, what kind of a sex game are they cracking down on?
Cheeseburger Simulator.
Yeah, there you go. So it said that it's delisted a bunch of sexually. Well, in theory, it's not a bad idea if it's something that they're claiming that they feel that it's a child safety issue, and they said that these games have incest in them and stuff like this, but that's why they're called adult games. I'm not saying that it's right nor wrong, but they're adult games. It's just like any other adult thing that's been created. But apparently, it says Steam has delisted a bunch of sexually explicit games, and they're taking credit for it. I really don't think they're taking credit for anything. They said that they feel like it's a victory for them.
Have they actually opened up Steam and had a look? There's shitloads in there. It's card types.
I know there is. That's why, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of surprised. I'm going like, wait a minute. So you mean they're just going to take their entire? Yeah. They're going to take their entire adult game side of their company and just trash it all now?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that either. I don't know where they're coming from. Are they absolutely going to do that? I don't read anything in here or any of the research I did that said they're going to do that. So are they talking only about games that supposedly are in the mainstream? They didn't say that either. They kind of seem to be, singling right on adult games and stuff. Any theories from you guys?
From what I've seen, I've had it up. Wrong terminology.
From what you've seen or what you played?
On Steam, like when I was going through the shop and and looking through all the games there because I was trying to find more Sims, more this, that, and the other, and there are a heck of a lot of them coming through. And if I could, I'm still waiting for Steam to do its install. I think I may have posted it. There's tons of them, from card ones to funky click and go ones. There's just absolutely immense amount of them that comes up. I mean, yeah, some kind of, when you click on them, they don't ask for an age verification things. So I think they probably do need to up the ante with that. But with these games, you can hide specific ones that you don't want to be seen. So Trev tells me. So yeah, it's just those. I don't think they've actually done any changes or anything at all. To be honest, I think they're just saying something to get onto the old usage. To be honest,
they had to be seen to be doing something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
for the industry.
This is what they're saying, but I'm wondering.
And somebody got caught.
I'm wondering how much is I mean, unless we're going to all three of us are going to start watching these things. I don't to see whether this is true or not. I wonder if anybody is exaggerating or not. It's hard to really say. They did mention Detroit Become Human. You guys have seen that game, right? It goes back a few years. And they said that they feel that that's child abuse and violence against women.
Only if you shoot the kid and the woman.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say because I didn't play the game, but I saw a lot on it, and I'm just like, I don't remember there being that kind of
There wasn't
backlash on that game.
No, and there wasn't any. I mean, there's choices, but none of the choices were really to actually kill kid or woman. It was either you save them or you stick to your program, sort of thing. So yeah,
Yeah. So I don't. So
yeah.
this is what I'm saying
It's a great
about
game.
maybe going overboard a little
Yeah.
on what you think you see is supposedly that bad. But but again, I'm within reason, of course. If you're gonna have an adult section, it's an adult section for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's up to not just. I'm not saying Steam couldn't do more things like you were saying, Matt, about helping people realize it more, but it comes down to the parents too.
It does, yeah.
So if you're gonna just sit there and go like, yeah, just click on the adult games. I mean,
Well, Greg,
Responsibility starts at home.
give an example. Recently, certainly in the UK, they're trying to clamp down, and rightly so, on anyone being able to access any pornographic websites. So
of
they're
course,
actually
of
bringing
course.
in age verification, which could be a credit card and or a identity card, passport, something that's been uploaded, so you can
Right,
use
social
it.
security number over here,
Because
things like that. Yeah.
ultimately, anyone could get onto that if they wanted to, and they could probably still find a way around it. But you've got to be seen to be actively doing something, and that's something that should have been in place ages ago. So yeah, like listen, there's a reason it's called adult games, adult movies, adult section, because it's for adults. Whether it's severe gore and blood and guts and all that, which is usually an 18 plus in the UK, or it's sexual content, it's designed for adults, full stop. Doesn't matter the content, stick it all behind a place that needs some kind of verification. And if you want to play genital jousting, you want to play with your digital willy and live the life of a digital willy, you go knock your socks out. Or knock your willy out, I
All
guess,
this stuff,
depending on how you want to look at that. But yeah.
Or knock your balls out too. At the
amazing.
same
Knock
time.
your
Yeah.
balls out too, yeah. I just see that wee Willie, his suit and his shirt and his tie and this little Willie
little
with
dicky bow.
tie around. Oh, I see what you done there.
Well,
Well done, Matt.
I'm glad you brought that up because I mean, can you
the
imagine
puns
these
don't
people?
stop.
They didn't mention.
I know.
Well, they didn't mention that game in this article. Can you imagine showing it to these people? They're gonna go like, "Oh my
Oh,
god,
Yeah. Do you think they get the point?
No.
ban that game!"
Yeah.
Anyway,
No.
one other article I thought was give a wee bit of credit to where it's due, I guess. It says Microsoft did a U-turn on charging $80 for the Outer Worlds 2, as well as a couple other games. So apparently, the pre-order, I guess, originally for Outer Worlds 2 was upwards of $80. So now apparently the cost of the base game has come down to I think it's 70, which is still kind of high. But I mean, at least they came down from 80, right? So now I think I think they have it also in a premium edition. Yeah, the premium edition is going to be 89. I guess originally it was 100. I'm not jumping up and down. I mean, I'm glad to see they reduced the price some, but the price is still high. I mean, let's face it.
$79.99.
Yeah, I mean, so they lowered it a little bit, right? But it's fine. We'll take it. But I mean, it's kind of silly though. I mean, if you're going to talk about lowering it back to normal price, I would say like, okay, that would be really cool. But thanks a lot. It's almost like they're throwing a bone out there for some of us just to go like, hey, look, we're great because we raised the price $20 just so we could discount it 10. Aren't we great?
Yeah.
And I go like, dude, that's the oldest sales tactic in the book. You bring somebody in and you say, but list price is $20,000, but we'll give it to you for $19,999.
Yeah.
It's like, well, wow.
Yeah.
I'm
I've been
surprised they
special.
changed their mind. I'm really surprised that they changed their mind.
I am too, but like I said, I think it's a bone. They just threw a bone out there so they could get good publicity. Look, see what we did?
Well, but why did they do it? Because Nintendo are a bit scummy for doing this, but at least they've grown a set of balls and went, right, we believe this game is this price for X, Y, and Z reason, whether you agree or not. And to some extent, there's some justification for it because they say it's not a set $80. It will vary. So some of our titles will be 80, some will be 70, some will be 60. It depends on what's in it in terms of value. I like that idea more so. Instead of, right, we'll just ramp up the price every generation regardless. you could argue that $10 per generation is maybe a fair shout as well, and I wouldn't be against that. But a dynamic pricing, depending what's in it, like I get that. Like Mario Kart Worlds, which is 80, GTA 6, which will be probably at least 80, if not more. There's a lot of value in gameplay in that, so depends what you're getting at the end of the day. For me,
I think to play devil advocate for a second, though, I still think that's a lot of marketing doublespeak, because who's going to gauge whether the gameplay is worth $80? I guarantee that unless it's really worth it and there's packed with all kinds of stuff, I don't think anybody out there is going to go like, yeah, that game was great. It's worth $80. No, 70. You know. And some people have said, regardless of the fact that you know better because you played the game, Trev, but people out there have also been saying, like, why would you charge $80 for Mario Kart? Because it's Mario Kart. If you're going to charge $80, then charge $80 for a much better all-around Mario game. You know, like some of the past games with all kinds of different things going on, not just.
Well, that's Mario Kart World, though. It's a bit like Forza Horizon.
Yeah.
It's a lot more to it than Mario Kart 8, for example.
Yeah. But still, I mean, it's even in the perception when you think about the game. Mario Kart, $80, or Mario. What was the last one that was Mario game that was good? Was it Odyssey? Not Odyssey. What was it?
Mario,
the last one that was a good.
Last Mario.
Yeah.
Oh no, they've had one or two. They've got the one that's I've forgotten the name of it. The last 3D one was Mario Kart. I've got Mario
World.
Odyssey.
Was it? Mario World.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Mario or are we talking about karting?
No, Mario. Just
Mario
Mario,
and
not
Sonic
kart.
Odyssey. That was the last 3D game.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there was Mario Kart, Mario World, Mario Wonder, which is the 2D game.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, in either case, I just think, I don't know. Like I said, you know better than I, but it just seems to me $80 for a Mario Kart game is much. I would have went 70, and even then it's expensive, and then went 80 with a new Mario game, a good new Mario game. What's the bananas going to sell for? Donkey Kong bananas? Did they put a price on that yet?
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Bananas.
70 or 80, I can't remember, mate. I generally can't remember. But apparently it's contender for the Game of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, what I saw on that
good.
looked like, at least it's approaching to be worth it from what I've seen of that game. But anyway, y'all want to roll into the quiz since we're up against the clock here?
I think, let's do the quiz. Yeah, yep.
All right, okay. All right, here we go. Matt, you ready? Because you always do great in these. In what year was the first Apple computer released? In what year was the first Apple? 1982.
1976, and I don't know if I can answer that because I had this on my dissertation for my
Well, it doesn't matter if you know the answer.
Stuff.
You know the answer.
There you go. Look at that. Aha.
You didn't Google it, so it's okay. Well, ding, ding, ding. Matt's right again. 1976. Wow. That does seem a long time ago.
Give me some.
You're at it, man. You're paying Gray for answers, man. You're giving Gray sexual favors, I think, to get the answers here. I don't know.
How do you think I got the squirrel with his butthole?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Number 2. This meme. The meme was called "The Cake Is a Lie." Comes from which 2007? Ooh, I don't know if I should say this because then you'll get it. Okay, so "Cake Is a Lie" meme comes from a famous 2007 sci-fi something game.
It's a Half-Life or is it a Portal?
You got to pick one of them, Matt. Can't pick both.
I'm gonna guess and say Half-Life 2.
I'll say
Okay.
Portal just to be different.
Ding, ding, ding. Matt's right again.
He did this one a few weeks ago.
I'm calling some bullshit here, man. I'm calling some kind of bullshit here,
What's
man.
funny is that even when he's right, he's right, and then when he's not quite right and he guesses, he's still right.
It's what happens. It's what happens when you don't leave your house. I mean, I don't leave my house, and then there's Matt who never
I
leaves his
think
house.
we had
Just
that
plays
question
games.
ages ago, to be honest.
I think we did too, but it was a long time ago. I thought about that when I put it down. But
Yeah.
all right, this question we definitely never
Nothing
had.
wrong with my
How
memory.
many games? This is going to be a total guess now. How many games are in the world's largest video game collection?
Is this physical?
How many games? Well, pretty much, yeah, physical,
digital.
because not digital, no. So how many games are in the world's largest video game collection?
20,000.
7.
20,000.
Oh, the
What do you
same
say,
type
Matt?
of game, or do you mean like somebody who's collecting?
No.
games?
Just it could be any. It could be any
Game
any
collector.
physical games. Not board games or anything. This was video games.
Just video games of any
So it can be
particular
across,
genre or
all the. Sorry.
any particular genre.
No.
Any specific year or anything?
Oh,
Will
great.
you just give me a number?
I'm trying to.
Come on.
Give me a
clue.
number.
100.
100 or 100,000?
107 and a half.
107
Yeah.
and a half.
7 games.
Yeah.
The largest in the world.
Oh, the largest.
Okay, and then
that
Trev,
was just
Trev
my
said
shop down the road.
20,000.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Ding, 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 ding. Trev's right.
Yeah.
But the actual number, believe it or not, is 24,000. One single person owns that many games.
Oh, person. I think it meant like a shop or something. I was going to say,
That's-
No, it doesn't.
I
Well, it
went
could be.
there to count.
It could be anything, but it just so happens to be one person that
That was
owns
a couple of
24,000.
That's a couple of rooms worth of games,
Crazy,
man.
man.
That's a lot of games.
Wow.
But it's
Yeah.
got a
Okay.
few duplicates there.
Right, ladies and gents,
Nice.
we'll wrap it up
And I
there.
heard, wait, before you go, I heard 2/3 of them
don't
are
have
adult
much
games.
time, my man, you need
no,
to
I'm
be
not
quick
kidding.
From Steam.
That is that's pretty impressive. Maybe there isn't sexual favours involved here because I managed to get one right, so maybe I'm paying for favours. I don't know. Yeah,
Explains
until
a
next
lot.
week. Thank you all. Maybe Matt will make it on time next week. Who knows? Stranger things will
I
happen.
should do. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not stuck in the
Just one
office
from
next
home,
week, right?
so
Yeah,
yeah.
next week I'm working from home. Yeah, no excuse.
Anyway, gents,
Cool.
we'll leave it there, and we'll see you
Alright.
next week. All right.
All right.
Bye bye.
See you then. Toodles for now.
World on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. In my heart, I have but one desire, and that one is you. No other will do.
Peggy, I have no idea.